within me, where we take time to get in touch with the divine. Okay, guys, let me check this out. I'm just trying to see what I can see over here. Um, what I'm attempting to do because I can't see when you. What I'm attempting to do because I can't see what I'm attempting. Excuse me, is bring it up over here on another device so I can actually see the chat and open the chat. Excuse me. Because I notice sometimes that you guys want to actually, that a lot of people are messaging me, but I can't see the chat. So I'm bringing it up on another device. Excuse me. So if you guys want to chat or ask messages, I can actually hopefully see them. I don't know. I think so. Sometimes I can see them on this device while I'm recording, and sometimes I cannot. Yeah. See, like I see it on this one, but I don't see it on that one. Okay, anyways. Um, welcome, you guys. How you doing? It's Sunday here in Indonesia, in Bali. The day of the sun came up very early. My little mini kitty definitely lets me know. She's like part rooster, I think. She like to be super sweet and get you up. Cue the rooster. Get you up like before the sun is actually arise, like the sun is about to be up. I know it's time to eat. Let's go. It's really great. She's a great therapy cat. She keeps me moving, getting things going. So, anyways, thank you, universe, source, creator, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, all of our archangels, our aliens, galactic federation, all those of highest vibrational frequency of love and light with the highest timelines and intentions for us. Thank you for being here, for protecting us, and for giving us clear and direct and concise messages for the collective of the highest vibrational frequency. Thank you, and so it is. If anybody, look at that at 222. If anybody is using headphones, this may be loud. So I decided to bring one singing bowl over here because normally, like, people can breathe. Breath is really great, but I think that the singing bowl is great. And first, you guys, today I have on this, I don't know if you guys can see it. This is, because it's early morning, this is actually a bamboo cotton. It could be men's or women's. I love to wear it as a dress all the time or as like morning to sleep in. But yeah, another one of my pieces. I'm just doing everything over here so all you guys can see it all because my new brain doesn't allow me the availability to run all the 4 different platforms that I used to before I got hit in the face by a truck. So, anyways, take some breaths with me, you guys. Let's tune in. Amazing. I hope that you focused on your intention or your question or the clarity that you're seeking so it can come through the cards for us. I gotta put it down, otherwise Kitty loves to jump on everything over there. She loves to break everything. Looking like Sideshow Bob today. How you guys doing? How you guys doing feeling this full moon energy coming in? We're still not out of eclipse season yet, you guys. We got the last one, the new moon that comes in on the 21st of October. So this is a real thing. Um, this is a very real thing. So let's see what comes through today. Who comes through? Who is needing clarity? Do you guys have any questions out there? I love to do the incense. So the smoke, the incense, things like this is always calling down the ancestors, right? It's kind of like evoking, inviting, right? The Palo Santo or sage is for clearing or cleaning because I do so much energy. So it's important that we clear and clean cards, crystals, things like this, not just with water, not just with salt. I like to do many things. I like to do sun and moon cleanses. I like to do sage, Palo Santo, salt. Many things can be used to do cleansing rituals. And I think that it's really important, especially right now, since we have a lot of this Virgo energy, this Saturnian energy before we go direct, and all this stuff is happening. Like it's really about getting things like in order, right? Getting things more orderly. Look at that. We're at 555. Change, right? It's this we're building up to all these different things. So if we're operating on higher timelines, right, frequency, what I've been doing is every morning I've been listening to only, I mean, mostly I've been doing it for a while now, but only like actual live, like not necessarily like a live set, but music, like instruments, right? Like actual musicians or people singing or something like this, not just sounds or frequencies, because I think that this can really, it can be manipulated at this time. You know, we need things that are like this. So I've been listening to like Vivaldi and Bach and Mozart, and of course I love Fat Freddy's Drop, right? I love this like jammy, like dubby, like rasta reggae, like it's super nice, right? To just kind of jam to. So humming, frequency, right? Humming, vibration, sound, anything that's organic. If you really want to focus on moving forward towards an organic timeline, he, um, we got to kind of separate from the things that are, and I'm bad at it too. I love my I don't know. I don't really love my social media actually. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not even going to lie because my new brain and because I don't have a lot of long-term, I'm super on short-term memory loss. So, to be honest, I don't remember a lot of the things. So a lot of the things that I see that I start to channel and stuff like this, and I feel like other people need to see like the meme or the story or whatever. It's like medicine for people, right? Um, but I'll honestly be the first one to admit, like when I go back on Instagram, sometimes it's to answer people's messages, but 9 times out of 10, I'm like watching and reading the things from my story. Actually, I'm not actually death scrolling. And I'm not a narcissist. I just am like, wow, yeah, yeah. And it's funny because I feel like a few times a day, I really am like, yes, actually, I need to digest this, right? It's like as we rewatch a movie or reread a book, right? We go back to the same, we're like, wow, I just saw a new message. I never even got that before. How is that possible? And you're like, what? Yeah, that happens to me a lot. So, it's like like that movie Memento. I don't know if you guys ever saw it. It's a really old movie, but he's got like all these little post-it notes and he tattoos himself and all this stuff because he's like forgets everything, and so it's coming back, kind of like leading him to the actual thing of what happened, and he's kind of like working through time backwards, and like that's what I kind of feel like this is, guys. I don't know why, but I mean, I guess science actually did prove that, right? Like things that are happening now we are moving backwards and forwards at the same time. So, as you guys know, I don't do past, present, future readings, right? So, if anybody's ever had a reading with me, I don't do this. We can look at things that have been past influence and things that can be future influence or some things like this, but we cannot really say because the past is something that's already happened, so we have no ability to actually change, just to like observe, and we rewrite it every time we remember it. So this also changes a lot of things, right? But also like the future, like everything is open to free will, right? As we're on this plane in this density or whatever, right? Everything is open to free will. So that means there is an array of factors. There's an infinite amount of potentials, right? Like the multiverse from Spider-Man or whatever, right? there's an infinite amount of potentialities that can be happening. And so there's also multiple other players, right? We are, there's nothing that exists outside of self. Yes, number one. However, there is other people. There is still the universe or source creation itself experiencing itself, right? And it's these people and these situations are here. They're in our dream, in our waking dream, or in our movie, right? And there's a reason why that we've crossed paths, or for to trigger something for us to remember, like this, or to be a distraction. Like, do you remember the movie The Matrix? The lady in the red dress. It's like, were you paying attention to what I was saying, or were you distracted? It's like, yeah, that's literally like what's happening right now in real time, and we all, me included, get distracted by these things. And a lot of them are, for instance, toxicities, or these low frequencies, these devil energies or whatever. And I'm not saying everything is bad, right? The devil is just another version of source. What I'm saying is how we choose to take the lesson or to move through it. Do you know what I'm saying? Are we using something? Are we doing something like, are we using it as a crutch or an escape or a soothing, right? A pacifying sense. And that's whatever. That's whether it's hanging out with friends, not doing your work, addictions, sex, whatever, all of it, eating, everything. Are we using it to escape or to numb something or to make something feel better? Or are we intuitively being like, this is really like, I need this. Like, my soul is calling for this. And that's a great thing to test, right? And in these times, in these days and ages, whatever, guys, it's a great thing to test. I put my hand on my heart and I say, okay, you can ask 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, do muscle testing, body testing if you need to. But ask, to your heart. And sometimes it helps to bow your head, because this is why we bow, right? Because when we put our head, our mind below our heart, when our heart is above our mind, then we're acting more. It's like the heart-brain coherence, right? We're acting more on a different frequency, on this love frequency. And as we're going into 4th and 5th densities, we're in this higher love frequency, right? It's unification. It's love and unity frequency. There's not really like, the separation isn't occurring the same, right? It's not. So as we tune in, not just like, oh, what feels good for my desire, or I'm following my heart because this is my passion, because I feel something good. Like, no, like, is this choice, is this thing that I feel right now for my best and highest outcome? Or is this just a momentary thing? Okay, and if it's just a momentary thing, is this something positive for me to do? Positive person, positive place, positive thing for me to intake, whatever it is. Ask for anything. For eating, drinking, talking to people, going places, doing things, all of it. Ask. Okay, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I had to get my baby, guys. The ancestors really love smoke, and I've been really like struggling. No, I've been doing great, actually, not smoking. I pretty much didn't smoke all year, maybe for a couple months out of the year, but like actual cigarettes. So that's great. Okay. So they want me to use this, which I haven't used in a very long time, which is the Super Attractor. Okay. We need some positive messages. I love the box on this, can I just say? It's good to feel good. It's got the little messages on the inside. Super cute. Okay. Messages for the collective. Just must be about the moon in Aries or what? You guys, we have this full moon in Aries. How you guys feeling that coming in? Woo! Some of y'all feeling good. That's what I'm talking about. I'm feeling good. A little bit more exhausted, so I've just been giving my body the things that I feel like it needs extra of. Extra rest, extra nutrition, lots of extra water. Feeling good will bring me far more than whatever I thought that I needed. So, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks, right? It's like remaining on this high flying disc, feeling good. Now, if you guys checked out the reading from yesterday, it was talking a lot about this, about how our thoughts and our intentions are very magnetic, especially if we're moving into higher timelines. You know, if we're quantum leaping and doing all this stuff, and we're getting out of these lower toxic frequencies and vibrations, and getting to these higher timelines. Really. Let's see if I can read it backwards. The universe is always conspiring to support me, guide me, and lead me compassionately towards the highest good. That's good for your brain. It's good. It's good to do. And that's like is that a robin? The robins I read. It may mean something to somebody. Could be somebody's name, Rob, Robin. The bird could have significance as well. When I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. So find little bits of joy in everything, right? It's all about perception, perspective, right? How we're choosing to look at things, right? How we're choosing, but not just to look at things. Okay, so in changing our thoughts, right? In changing our thought process, like what helps is to not just be like, I'm changing this, to actually like bring to your awareness or your consciousness, right? Because what's happening is our conscious mind is doing a lot of the active work. So this is just like normal things that we've been programmed: walking, breathing, talking, whatever, getting up, going to the bathroom, brushing your teeth, these basic things, these programs that have been running since, some of them been running since we were tiny, some of them have been more infiltrated more recently. Now, the thing is our conscious mind, right? The front part, our conscious mind is always running these programs. The subconscious, however, is the one that's more tapped into the ethereal, to the dream state. And this is the one that's attempting to send us signals, right? Through exterior and through triggering things that is going to trigger the conscious mind to have this, this synchronistic or this aha moment, this epiphany, this light bulb, right? So it's about once we realize, right? Once we bring the awareness, right? This is like also quantum mechanics, right? Quantum physics, right? Once something has been observed, once there's an awareness of it, then it changes the response of it. So once we realize, oh, this thing feels good, or this thought, right? This thought or this action, this word, like, oh, I'm saying this, like as if it's at somebody or to somebody, right? The way that we speak, the way that, and I was speaking about this yesterday, a phrase that I read, right? It could be considered two different ways. It could be considered as an insult or an attack, or it can be considered as this very beautiful, expansive thought. Now, the level of perception, projection, and consciousness is what changes it, right? And I had to catch myself. Why? Now, I see things from all directions, especially where like in Libra season, especially. So like I'm seeing things from both sides, always, from every side, from forward, backwards. I have a little issue with time. It's a human construct. So as I move through the Akash and through different things, I'm not exactly, I'm always right on time in divine timing, but I'm not a very timely person because time is a skewed concept to me because I don't read, again, in past, present, and future. Everything is happening in this now, here moment, right now. Right now. So as we begin to actually recognize, notice pattern recognition, I was talking to my girlfriend about this last night. It's about pattern recognition, right? It's not about punishing ourselves for something. It's about pattern recognition. So once we recognize the pattern that's repeating, then we're like, okay, now that I see the pattern, what's the lesson, right? Because if you were using a pattern to solve a puzzle or a game, now it would be like, okay, so what's the next, what is it? What am I expecting to come next? Okay, so how do I disrupt? Pattern disrupt, right? And that's what it is, okay? That's how we deal with our trauma, with our toxicities, with our addictions, with the awareness is pattern disrupt. Believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming even when I can't yet see the result. So faith in the wish, in the dream, in the higher sense. Look at that at 21:21. Spirituality, like, and it might piss some people off, but like, organized religion for me is opium for the masses. Now, spirituality is the connection that you have with source. Now, however you want to rephrase to source. Source, universe, creator, God, Allah, Jah, whatever, right? Divinity, all that is, right? I refer to it as universe, source, creation. Personally, we're all gods, but the way that God, the word God, is perceived in this duality state is as masculine. Now, anybody that knows anything knows that divinity is really not, it's non-binary, right? It's divine. So the thought of it, the concept of it is silly. But anyways, the point is if creation or anything like this, and I may get a lot of people to get pissed off by this, but I also don't care. Deal with it or don't. If God was anything, creation, source itself, it would be a woman. I was having this interesting, I love studying Hindu. Here in Bali, they're very special. Balinese Hindu, so it's a little bit different than what they're doing in India, but it's still very, very interesting. And as I just learn to study more of the different deities and stuff like this, there is source creation itself. There is the all that is, which is basically what I've been figuring out, you guys, is Shakti. Shakti. So Shakti is the beginning. It's source. She's source creation herself. And when she came into awareness, all of a sudden, she was there in this darkness. And then, from the darkness, there was maybe light, sound, right? And then we move to Saraswati, right? And then light. So maybe this is Durga, right? And then abundance, she's seeing all these things growing and whatever, Lakshmi, right? So anyways, the point is she actually created the Tridevis, right? She created also Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And then she also created their consorts. They were constructs of her mind. So if I look at it like this, and if we look at it logically, okay, the feminine is the portal between worlds. The pussy is the portal, I'm sorry. Don't think I'm Ra, but I am She-Ra. But, it's the thing that is bringing the consciousness, the soul, from the ethers into the physical plane, correct? So creation itself is feminine. The lunar cycles are at 13, which is the number of the feminine that they try to erase or delete. And the lunar cycles or phases are 28 days, which is the same as most feminines' moon cycles. Strange, right? Mother Earth, Mother Ocean, creation herself. So anyways, there's a lot of interesting concepts that have been programmed and put into his story, when really it's his stories of telling her story, something like this. So believing in, spirituality is when we meditate, when we channel, when we touch source, right? As we're in our state of flow, in our state of creation, in our state of play, in our state of joy, in our state of bliss, in our state of, orgasm or whatever, sadness or whatever. We are connected and touching divinity. Are we understanding that we're here to experience it ourselves and love and experience it? Whatever it's bringing you, it's for a reason. You probably signed up for it. This specific people, my friend who did this tattoo, Benjamin Change, okay? I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. This is so on point, you guys. So, So my friend, Ben, who did this is infinite love, right? Infinite love in all directions on the grid of consciousness with the heart of love coming out. So I know that everything I create, right? Because this is my prominent hand, right? So as a creator, as someone that uses my hands, and this being the prominent hand, I put this infinite love in every direction as I'm creating. So in the act of creating, it's coming back to me, not only going outwards, not only being seen or shared, but also coming inwards to self. I did this because I got really sad after a long time that people stealing my art, and my friend said, listen, you got to look at it like this, okay? Two things. Everyone that we cross paths with, you have to look at them as an epic golden angel, right? We're all epic golden angels. Then we came here to help raise the frequency of the planet and do this really cool experiment that we haven't been able to do, that we're doing it, right? And so just imagine everybody as an epic golden angel, even the assholes, right? Even the people that do things that piss us off, right? Even the people who are like, this guy, right? People that make you want to honk your horn, like all this. Even these people are still epic golden angels, right? And some of them are like our soul family. Some of them we've created these soul contracts with. And we said, okay, when we go down here, yeah. Oh, dude, this is going to be easy, bro. Just go down there, raise a grid of consciousness, do this shit real quick. Got it. Put me in, coach. So we signed these contracts, right? We signed these contracts with these other souls, right? These other epic golden angels, our soul fam. And we said, okay. When I see you, if I didn't already learn this lesson, right? Engage phase B or D. And this is how you're going to make sure that it gets beaten into me, right? Some is like metaphorical, some is physical, some is whatever, right? Every lesson, everything that we experience is something that we actually asked for, right? We signed up for with these other people, right? With these other epic golden angels that are our soul family or whatever that we've chosen to work on these karmic contracts or whatever with. It's just like, oh, okay. When I have to learn this, it's like, oh, bro, I totally get to kick you in the nuts this time. Remember last time you, whatever, right? It's like that, okay? It's like taking turns, This is like just a We're human, right? So this is like a light, we're holographics. This is a light prism sentence. But seriously, being in this lower frequency, the third density, right? Where there's all this stuff. Now, this is something, this channel that I got coming through this morning, and it was really interesting to me because I was like, wow, okay, like that was the choice. If we want to stay in this lower frequency, on this lower grid, in this lower frequency, like that is earth, right? Like there is no, like, people think of heaven and hell as above and below, but as above, so below, right? So there's this, everything is here, right? As above, so below, right? What's happening up here is happening out here, as within, so without. So what's going on is this whole other game that we have no concept of, right? But we're actually creating it. So when things aren't comfortable for us in our mind, in our mental state, in our emotional state, in our physical state, like with what's around us, right? What's surrounding us, who's surrounding us, what we're entertaining, what we're allowing, then, yeah, look at this. Temptation. I don't know why I just took this off. Temptation. Okay, this is the devil energy. Yeah, and then we have the Ten of Earth upside down. Yeah, so it's like by coming into this temptation, by falling into this temptation, right? Or by not giving as much as we're taking, right? Because this is the energy of 6, so it's about receptivity. What happens is we start to lose. The Ten of Coins is normally like one of the best payouts in the tarot, right? So it's like then we start to lose this abundance that's coming through. We start to lose this treasure, this legacy, right? Because we've decided to stay stuck in this earthly temptation, right? And this again, this is the devil. And this, they wanted me to bring out this deck. This is the good tarot. But the temptation, right? This is the devil energy. So it doesn't have to be a demon, right? What do you see what that is? That's a fallen angel. That's a fallen angel that has succumbed to the worldly temptations, right? She's here, she's got some organic things, but it's like the cup is there, so it's like maybe she drank too much, all the treasure's there, maybe she took too much. The bite is out of the apple, maybe she partook of something that she shouldn't, or is doing, not using it as a medicine, whatever the thing is. If you notice the bite, okay, this leaf over here looks like there's another bite missing out of the apple, but this part that looks like a bite is actually has like this interesting, I don't know if you guys can see it, these cards are like old. It has like this flower paisley looking pattern in it, right? So it's like, it's about seeing the pattern. It's about seeing the pattern that's repeating, I guess, right? And reevaluating it with love, right? Integrating love back into it. So as we heal, right? We don't need to sit and go to a therapist and rehash, right? I love working with like more of like the Psych K method, right? Where it's like, let's talk about it. Let's open up the can of worms. Let's get to the bottom. Let's pull that shit out. Put it on the table. Hold it. Feel it. Let your body cry. Let it be angry. Let it scream. Let it puke. Let it poop. Let whatever has to come out from it. But to just pretend like it didn't exist or it didn't hurt and not allow it the space to have that capacity to have that emotional or physical experience, what happens is it stays physically in your body. Physically in your body. So anyways, that's why after my accident I started studying somatic body work, right? How we get this trauma out of our body. So now what I'm working on, but I have new brain, so I'm not really the best. This is the most digital electronic stuff I can do besides sharing memes and pictures, guys. Because after my accident, right, like after blunt force trauma to the head, um, it's really like I had like a hard digital detox. All my devices, I had my roof come in. I had some crazy spell work some people try to put on me, but I'm super protected, so I'm still alive. But the roof fell in, and like there was a storm and all this stuff, and it just like ruined all of my electronics, everything, right? And so I looked at that after I got in the accident. I looked at it again. I found that joy. I found that joy even in the bad situation, and said, okay, there's a purpose. There's a purpose for this. I'm going to find what it is. And I said, okay, because my brain, right, because of the traumatic brain injury and everything like this, because my brain is hypersensitive, I probably, this was probably done like this so I'm not frying it as I'm reprogramming. So I don't have all of this shit as I'm reprogramming, right? Yeah, 100%. 100%. And look at this. Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. Yeah, I needed to receive more downloads. I needed to be able to heal myself, and the frequencies and stuff that come off of the devices. I've been actually bad with it because I fall asleep because when I listen to like other readers and stuff like this, like I don't know, it just brings like comfort, right? Because it's like people talking about something that I know, so it lets my mind stop running and receiving all of this information. But yeah, downloads and understanding, we get them the clearer we are. Right? Look at this, high light frequency. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming and confirming, obviously, from heaven and the astral realm. Like, yeah, look at this, like a diamond. Like, this is pure, like crystal clear, right? And so this is an interesting thing. I'm not saying that everything's bad. I'm not saying that when there's not a celebration or a birthday or something, like, don't have your glass of champagne or don't be excited and have your mimosa or your wine or whatever. I'm just saying use it as such, as celebratory, as celebration, right? And you can't use something like that that's meant to be maybe only a little bit or as a medicine or something every day. Like, you can't be doing it constantly. Master Buddha, increased awareness, because what happens is as we're on these other things, we're allowing for these other entities, right? Because this is like there's spiritual warfare, right? It's like I was talking yesterday, it's like Star Wars, right? Dark against the light, right? It's just like the best way I can explain it to you guys to be able to conceptualize like the downloads that I get. So like imagine like the dark versus the light. So now if we're like intoxicated at this time because we're getting all these downloads and all this body training and all this stuff is happening, right? Then like they can do like what I call body snatching, right? They can hop in and hop out and they can do it really easy. You don't have to be under the influence. You can just be like fucking going about sadness, depression, drama, replaying bad events, past events in your brain. That can be all they need. Just that fear state to hop on in. So increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. So yeah, it's really, again, this is what I was saying is, are we trusting our intuition, right? Or are we being distracted? If you guys haven't watched yesterday's video, you should watch yesterday's video. Or are we being distracted by all of the distractions sent in to distract us? Green Tara, supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitations. Trust. Now, a lot of things, there is a lot of strings and red cords and contracts and things that we cannot sever. Okay? We cannot sever. However, we can say, it's like, okay, the way I can verbally give you a visual of like, kind of like, they give me so much. So it's like imagine if you're getting on a boat, right? Imagine if you're getting on a boat to sail or whatever, right? And you're getting on the boat and you're like at the dock. You're getting on a train. You're at the dock. You're at the station, right? And you gotta make the choice. Like, fuck, am I taking this? Am I waiting? Am I going? Am I staying? Am I going? Am I staying? Am I going? Because once the train horn blows, once they throw the right, once they throw the rope on the boat, like the time to jump is dissolving, right? All the timelines are collapsing, everything is happening. So, like, the time to waste more time before you're ready and clear and clean to jump and have this protection to back you up, you have to be willing to let go of these other things. Okay? Kali Ma, facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Okay? So, again, like I said, Kali Ma is actually like this very beautiful, matronly, like this beautiful mother spirit. See here, she's like flowers. She's not all death and destruction, right? It's this very gentle, more gentleness. It's like she's just moving the veil, right? It's like, so some people, it's similar to like Medusa energy, right? Some people are very offended by it, right? Some people are, it's like monstrous to them when they see their own reflection, right? As she takes off the veil, it's like the same as the Queen of Cups energy. It's like she's not good or bad. It's just like if she removes that little, the veil, the cloth over the cup that she's scrying in, you don't want to see. It's like you want the truth, you can't handle the fucking truth. It's like that. And most people aren't ready to handle the truth. They're not ready to face the fear and say, I have to unmask, I have to dance with my demons. I have to unmask the thing that is within me, which is whatever, which is maybe fear, maybe not being enough, maybe fear of being seen, maybe fear of judgment, rejection, whatever fear. Everybody has different fears. Fear of intimacy, fear of connection, fear of abandonment. What are they? And what she's asking, right? And what they're asking, okay, Kuan Yin, what they're saying is, as we face this fear, right? As we find the correct people, and as we face this fear with the correct people, what we'll notice is we can heal. We can heal this. We can dissolve it, right? She can destroy. She can eradicate that fear, that struggle, that whatever that once was doesn't have to be anymore, right? That's beautiful. And then we have Kuan Yin. Care and compassion. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offering a helping hand. So know that in different situations where we might say, fuck this person, fuck this thing, whatever, we might also feel a secondary, look at this, divine healing also, okay. You want me to show this one first? Okay, these two first, okay. So, divine healing. Honor your sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. So, do what is best for you and your healing journey. See this green, this heart chakra color? Do what is best for the healing, right? For the individual healing, but not at the expense of others. And if it's going to be at the expense of others, then keep yourself away from others, maybe. Retreat. Mahavatar Babajin. Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. Okay? So now he's using the throat chakra. You see the blue? And now we're seeing the Sri Yantra. So this is the balance. So he's finally realized that by facing this, the fear, right? Speaking the truth, facing this, the fear, and knowing that I'm facing this fear because this is going to be healing. When I finally speak my truth or say whatever comes from that is ultimately what comes from that. But I spoke the truth, and my soul can now expand. I can now heal, right? I can now heal. And Lady Portia, she came out before both of them, but they told me that she came after, to the end. Lady Portia, divine order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. So what we, sometimes where we want to just say, screw this and screw that, and everything is bad or this or that, there is still a bit of compassion, right? As we are in this Christ consciousness. Now, this is about the 33 vertebrae that are bringing up the rise of the Christ consciousness to the cave of Brahma, to the pineal gland, where we're having this death and this rebirth. And when we keep it clean and charged, literally for 3 days, around full moon time especially, it allows us to hit this more connected peak level of consciousness or connectivity through the realms. Okay? Okay. Freya, phases and cycles. There is a beginning with every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. So yeah, again, this is Kali energy again. And look at, we have the crow, so they don't forget, and the full moon. Okay, so what I can say, you guys, also is, as we're hitting this full moon now, because now we're one day. So for Sunday, write down everything you're ready to let go of in your life. Okay? First, everything you're ready to let go of. Okay? Then, write down everything you currently have that you're grateful for. Okay? You can do either way. You can write your gratitude first. Okay? Probably more advisable. And then as a full moon ritual. The full moons are about completion, right? They're about culmination points. So I encourage you to write down everything you have that you're grateful for. Everything that you have or you received, as big or as small as it, right? Like, I love that I can open my windows and see nature outside. I love that I can have a breeze in my house. I love that there's so much light. I'm grateful for my high ceilings. I'm grateful that I don't have neighbors. I'm grateful for the quiet, right? I'm grateful that I have a specific spot with a beautiful, I can watch the sunset. You guys can watch the sunset sometimes with me. Sometimes the moon. I should do this earlier. And you guys can see the moon setting over here too. But it's like, what are we grateful for? Number one. Number two, all of the things I'm ready to release, okay? It can be the patterns, the addictions to the narcissist, to the attention, to the lust, to the product, to the whatever. Whoever, whatever it is, right? And state, I am ready for these things and cycles to come to a completion now. And so it is. Mote it be, whatever, state it. These are past. Now, this is when we do past, present, and future. These are past. Write them, state them as in past tense, as in something that has already happened, right? And then in present tense, or as if you want something to come in, right, for your future, right? If you're manifesting or calling something in for your future, right? Then you want to write it in present tense, right? You want to speak it as if it is, as if now, meow is the time is meow, right? You want to speak it as if that is the thing. So Radha, soul flame. So rediscover. Now this is about soulmates. This can also be about twin flames, but really, soul flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship, harmony, and healing. So now there's this time, right? This balance. This is the time. Libra is the balance. It's the scales. It's the justice. It's find how to balance the masculine and the feminine within yourself, right? And that's how it comes in from the exterior. Sanat Kumara, light activation. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Galactic Federation. What? Let's go. Amazing, you guys. Super cool. Dashakina, sacred self. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. Okay? The truth will set you free. The truth will bring you peace, right? The truth is gonna, how's that song go? Be honest. Truth is gonna set you free, but first it's gonna piss you off. It might piss you off. It might piss some people off, and that's okay. That's okay. Authentic expression is really the ultimate healing, right? When we bring something up and we say, when we can actually bring it out and say, my parents were fucked up to me, you know, like, that was fucked up. Like, I suffered narcissistic abuse my entire life, like, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, verbally, physically, you know. But I can say, you know, and I was able to say to my past partner and stuff, I just need to cry about it. That was so, he couldn't get it. He couldn't get that I just had to experience, allow myself, you know, that space to experience it, to be that child or to be that teenager and to feel getting beat, getting raped, getting, you know, all these intense things, right? And these people using and taking and betraying and just allowing the space to be held and to cry and to say, okay, you know, and then to tell yourself as your future self to your past self, right? It's like Back to the Future type thing. It's like saying, you didn't deserve what happened to you, right? You didn't actually do anything wrong. You did nothing wrong or anything to deserve people treating you like that or that happening to you. And I'm here to let you know I'm your future self, right? And you're really strong. And I'm always going to be here for you. And everything's going to be all right. And I know that because I'm here now coming to tell you. Helping you to heal this thing. We got it, you know? And to allow, look, it gives my whole body goosebumps. To allow your being, right? To allow this child, this teenager, this traumatized individual to feel that release of, I didn't do so, you know, like, because that's what's happening. As the children are small, we're programmed. Everything is being programmed into us. And so we're programmed that we did something wrong or that we were bad, that everything that happens bad to us is because we did something bad. And that's not how fucking karma works. It's not how karma works. Now, when you have a bad intention to do something bad to other people, then yes, karmatically, that's going to come back and slap you in the fucking face. For sure. Absolutely. Without a doubt. So, just remember that. Oh, they want me to use the good tarot also. Okay. They want me to use this too. Okay, so the Ten of Wands was actually upside down. First we have the Three of Cups. So we have a celebration after much hard work has happened. We are finally coming into balance. We are finally seeing both sides, both heads and tails. I never really use this deck because I haven't been able to really get in with it. But Manly P. Hall, my dude, out here. I got a lot of these from his philosophical research institute from the library. This is the Revised New Tarot. Okay, this is for the more occult or esoteric. La Lune, and this one is in Italian. So, oops. So let's see what's happening. So, Three of Cups. There will be a celebration. Now, why do I say that? Because the triangle, okay? This can also be a third party or a love triangle where there has been a lot of work. Maybe that's why the 10 was upside down, okay? And now there's two. Two wish, two dream, two star, okay? Balanced. We found the heads and the tails, right? Maybe we flipped the situation or the coin. Yeah. And we figured out what we're going to hold on to now, the Four of Pentacles. We figured out what stays, but that we don't want to hold on to too much. La Imperatrice. Is this French? Okay. The Empress. So something that we knew, that we've known all along, is coming to pass. La Temperance. Okay. Is finally being balanced out. Look it, we're finally out of this emotional state. This is the first Temperance card I've seen where she's not standing in the water. She's holding and manipulating very carefully the water from one vessel to another. So this is control or not manipulation, but so I say this is a terrible word because the way people use it as being manipulative, right? However, manipulation of fabric, time, space, energy, emotion is a very interesting thing, right? And it's not of negative connotation. It's of a higher ability. But anyways, she has control. I don't like that word either. Again, she's able to carefully, I want to say, manipulate the emotions, right? To temper them, okay? She's changed the way that we've had to be in this emotional state in order to reach this balance that one person has to in order for the other person to be. Maybe that's not a thing anymore, right? La Lune. So actually, this was upside down. So this means that things that we once knew or things that were at a certain point, maybe a third party or some other type of thing that was going on, is now been brought to light, right? It doesn't exist anymore. No more secrets, no more lies, no more deceptions. This could be coming out for a lot of you guys by the full moon. And see how the moon is shining like the sun? It could be Sunday. For real, you guys, though. That's real. Okay. I'm just a messenger. I'm just reading what I see here. The fact that it's upside down, right? Ooh, it's dripping blood. Yeah. So again, Sunday, bloody Sunday. Again. Okay. Le Diable. Yeah, maybe is this French? Maybe that's why I never got it. I didn't quite ever understand French. The devil. Capricorn energy. Okay, so this was also upside down. So what we've learned is whatever this was, whatever this energy was, this lust, this deception, this addiction, whatever the fuck it is, right, has now been brought to light. I've seen the light. And yeah, look at, because even we have this mercurial. So this is really communication, right? And he's holding the light. He's holding the light. Like, he doesn't seem this evil, actually. It's like they did something wrong and now they're in prison to it, right? And this is 15. So the energy of this is the giving and receiving. So what you choose to give your energy to, if it's lies and deceptions and addiction and lust, then you're going to be trapped to that. You're going to be bound to that. But it looks like what's happened here is we finally have passed that. We passed the hard work. That's why the 10 was upside down and the key is right side up. Yeah. We've passed that, and that's probably why these two are upside down. So we've moved past that stage. That's great, guys. Okay, let's get the good tarot. Interesting. I rarely use this deck, again. But I would like to start using it because I love Manly P. Hall. It's amazing. Probably some family relation there. That would be cool, right? First we have the 6 of Wands, 6 of Fire, 5 of Water. Okay, so yeah, for some, okay, yeah, this is exactly what it means. So yeah, we have moved away from the this is normally the ferryman taking us to calmer shores. So yeah, we've moved away from this love triangle, this third party, whatever this is, right? This love or infatuation or lust, right? This thing that we've been caught up on, this one cup that we've been caught up on that's been preventing the 2 cups from coming into play. Real story. 6 of Wands. So this is about moving to calmer shores, right? This is also about, oh, I'm sorry, that's a 6 of Swords. So 6 of Wands is victory. Okay? We've had victory. So now we've had victory over this. So now we can celebrate this, right? This is why this came out upright. So now it's moved from this love triangle to a celebration. Look at this. Beautiful. And then we have the 5 of Waters. Well, okay, all this work, put in all this work, we're a bit deceived. The 5 of Water is the 5 of Cups. So don't be so depressed, you know. Sometimes we can put in a lot of work to something and it can be the key to something else, right? It doesn't mean that we've lost all. It doesn't mean that we have to start all over from square one, you know. Maybe it just means that we start over new, you know. Maybe this means there's a new situation, a new partner, a new way, you know. New. Don't get lost in the depressive state of it, okay? Don't be like, woe is me. Don't be this 5 of Water energy. Just know that all of the work, the hard work that you did put in, right, is going to bring out. It's going to be the key. Remember, 10 is beginning and ending, right? So don't be all depressed about it. Stop crying over the spilt milk. And know that this is the key, right? So the key there. Bing, bing, bing. Beginning and ending. We're starting over with new passion. And we have 2 stars. What does that mean, you guys? Star is the wish, the dream, the desire, the outcome, okay? So don't be all depressed on what the dream or the outcome could be. Make sure, because you're putting that into the exterior, right? 2 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Wands. So yes, finally we're balanced. we're balanced enough where we can get these messages, these downloads, we can start to receive. The Eight of Wands is about messages coming in quick, messages of passion for the Page of Earth. Okay, so what are we holding on to? Hold on for this offering, right? Hold on for this. Okay, don't hold on. Okay, I'm getting this. Don't hold on too tightly. Don't hold on too tightly, okay? Because you're kind of blocking. Can you give me another clarification, another card on this, please? Strength. Okay. Okay, so I was reading it wrong. Okay, so it's not about not holding on. It's about holding on. Okay, but it's a different. So this is the way, right? Because how we're translating things is everything, right? So giving us the strength, right? Giving us the strength to know that there is some old systems or structures or whatever that are changing, right? And there is new things that are coming into play, new things that are coming in the physical, the Page of Earth, okay? Just remain strong, okay? Remain strong. Hold your strength. Hold your inner and your outer, right? Be the boss and the apprentice, right? Be both. Know that new things are coming into physical form, right? The coins are physical matters, okay? So you will be receiving a message. Someone could be physically showing up. If not, you will be receiving an actual message or an email or a call, a letter, something like this. A call. For a lot of you guys, it can be a call. Someone could come a-calling also. I'm hearing that. For the Empress, we have the Ten of Water, the Ten of Cups, and the call. So again, call upon the Empress, you guys, and bring all of this love. Now the call is also 20, okay? And so it is also a bit of a judgment call. This card is normally the judgment call. So, but maybe this deck is less judgy, right? Maybe not so judgy on Sundays, guys. Sunday is a great day to do things. Sunday is the day. Sun is the happiness, right? This is like, oh, everything worked out. We're starting new. Great. Birthing new. Like the baby on the back of the white horse with the sun and everybody's happy. That's the way. Okay. For Temperance, we have the Ace of Air. Look at this little Pegasus unicorn. Okay, again, this is the Ace of Swords. So, in our words and our actions, we need to not be manipulative, but we need to use them. Not manipulate with them, but use them. See, this is where using the word manipulation as we're talking about words sounds manipulative because it is in context, right? As I'm looking at this Temperance card, we need to learn how to control, right? The vessel of, so what I see here is I see one vessel that's orange and one vessel that's blue. So now normally one is earth and one is water. So we need to understand that grounding within the emotional state, right? That the emotional state requires grounding, but the way that it's grounded is different. Maybe it's through water, right? Maybe it's through listening, right? Through feeling or sharing. But also, for some of you guys, now this is normally messages or apologies or something coming to light, like something coming needs to be said, right? Also, what can be said is, okay, now I finally figured out how to balance the yin and yang, right? Now I finally balance the yin and yang, and I can say something, right? I can say I'm ready. This is a path. I'm on a new path, right? On a new path. The new path is letting the light shine, right? Anchored in light, letting the light shine. Two of fire, two of wands. Letting the light shine to illuminate, the light from within to illuminate. So there's no more secrets or lies or deception, right? The Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, this is actually, this is where the person had to get to with themselves, okay? They had to kind of fight this battle so they could get back to themselves, get back to themselves, get back with themselves, to themselves. Interesting. So what I'm hearing is two very interesting things right now, because I wanted to come out on top of this soul flame. So for a lot of the collective, this is about people coming back to ourselves, right? Individually, as we come back to ourselves and we call in other people that are meant for us. Now for the twin flame collective, this is about getting back to yourselves, right? Realizing on physical form that hiding in this mask and being single is also not. That's why nothing is really blossoming or growing. That's why there's like distortion or a bit muted messages of earth. Yeah. There has to be a physical offering. There has to be an actual message. Yeah. Message of air. Again, action. Words and actions. Okay. Physical. Pentacles are physical, right? Tangible, right? Like a noun, like a person, place, and thing, like a tangible, right? Air is swords, so this is words or action. So physical, words or action. And then we have the Ace of Earth. And yeah, this is an offering. Bring an offering for Twin Flame Collective. This stag is very indicative of the masculine energy also. So for a lot of you guys, the masculine energy will be coming in to make a physical offering of love. Go gentle on him. He's afraid, doesn't want to be under attack. Masculine, don't think that you're going to be under attack. Project the best possible outcome, whatever it is. Oh, she's going to be so happy to see me and forgive me, and we don't have to get into all this crazy heavy stuff, but it's just going to make sense. And all of this worrying and stressing and mental masturbation was just for nothing. Yes. The Ace of Fire. We can spark the light. Share our sacred flame, our sacred fire. Yeah, High Priestess. You know, look at that, the two. You already know what you want. You already walked away. The Eight of Water in reverse. You already walked away from all of the other things, right? You already got, okay, you didn't quite get out of this mental state, but let it fall. Let all the thoughts, okay, so maybe this is why this deck came out. Okay, when my friend does this meditation, she tells you to imagine the thoughts, imagine a river flowing, right? And as the thoughts pop up, as these thoughts pop up as we're dropping into this meditation state and trying to let things go, as the thoughts pop up, imagine them as little leaves falling onto the river and just going downstream. You can see what they are, but just it's still floating, so you have to let it go. You can observe it, but let it go. And so that's what I see here. That's why I felt this now from a couple of the cards. They're telling me to tell you guys, okay, stay in this high frequency, high vibrational love state, this angelic state. Stay guided and protected by the angels and the ancestors in this angelic state. And as the thoughts or the stress, right? 8 of Swords is like the girl that's trapped inside of the swords but isn't really trapped. She's in her own mental prison. And as you sense these to come up, remember, epic golden angel or whatever, violet or indigo, let's say epic indigo angels, right? We're here. It's the indigo. I like the indigo. I see the blue. Mamaska. Stay indigo. And there's a lot of blue in this card. So epic indigo angels are just, these are just a feather. It can blow. As they're dropping, the wind can carry it far away, or it can just fall to the ground. But it's soft. It's gentle. It's not a sword. It doesn't have to be attacking. It can be soft. As we speak, as our thoughts or our words come out, we can look at them as being soft and feather-like. And the sun can bring us this happiness, this joy. It can radiate and allow the inner light to shine. Yeah, the Hangman in reverse. And then we don't have to wait. We don't have to wonder what's going on anymore. Look at it. He's like where he would normally be hanging now. And look at again the full moon. Now he's ready to fly. Okay? Oh, darling, what if I fall? Oh, darling, what if you fly? And we have the Hierophant. Yes. 5. Again. Change. Once we learn, once we observe, once we become, once we are devoted, once we make the commitment, once we commit to just seeing. Look at that rooster. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Once we commit to saying, okay, I'm not going to sleep on this anymore, right? I'm going to tap into whatever's higher. And if that means I'm shut down, then I'm shut down. If that means it opens up another door, then it opens up another door. Yeah, 6 of air, 6 of swords. Moving to calmer, safer shores. Flying. These are airships flying. Safer shores, yeah, but you gotta take the leap of faith. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Look at this beautiful little angel fool. She's already jumped. She's already flying. Oh, she's in like beautiful foliage. It's like rainbow. Oh, wow. It's like Avatar. Dragonflies. Oh my God, I've been seeing so many dragonflies, you guys, and butterflies. So you got to take the leap of faith. That's where we're at, guys. So if that means new place, new people, new partner, new job, new city, trying new things, whatever it means to you, letting go and surrendering, having faith, right? The universe is always conspiring to support me, guide me, and lead me compassionately. Be the robin. Fly. Don't let nobody be robbing your future. Make it happen yourself. Red. Power color. Okay? Starts from your root base. Which is interesting, just to close it up on the full moon. Aries, I'll do another specific full moon reading, I feel like. But Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. We have this full moon in Libra season in October in the sign of Aries. Now, Aries is the first of the zodiac, so this is about ourself, our identity, our ego. So did we let the death and the rebirth of the ego, right? When we hit the Christ consciousness, did we let the death and the rebirth of the ego? I'm not saying we all have a slight amount of narcissism, right? There is a healthy amount and there is an unhealthy amount. Where are we at? Are you letting a bit of the ego go? What other people see, and are you doing what is feeling good for you, or are you doing what you think you need to be doing to make everybody else feel good? That's the real question. And is it making you feel good? Because when I do good things for people, normally it makes me feel good, but sometimes it's exhausting and draining when they're not grateful. So also let that be said, right? Like Aries isn't afraid to take um, not accountability. They're definitely not good at that. I mean, they will claim their shit. They're kind of like that, but they're more like they claim. They definitively know what's theirs, what they want, what they're about. So I would encourage you to find the balance in the things, to clean your space, to find the balance in the things, and to create the list, what I told you, and let that go. And you can burn the one, again, you can burn the one, or you can save it for later. Sometimes I like to take a picture, save it for later, and see, like go back and see if I'm still repeating the same pattern. That's why I like to write them in my notebook. Brain, trauma brain kind of can go into these repeating cycles, especially. And then traumatic brain injury definitely doesn't help, and a bunch of other things. Okay? So, anyways, guys, let us know who we are individually, where our healthy sense of ego and our unhealthy connection to physical world or ego or the things that we're latching onto or pacifying ourselves with are and aren't, and become more aware of those. All right? As always, no questions from anybody, you guys? No? Okay, as always, infinite blessings, love, and light. Ciao for now. Zoe out.